Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead Current Affair channel. This is Ashu and today we will discuss the most important current affairs of 16 September 2020. Yes guys, you can see the most important review of the 2 days, that Sachin Tendulkar, brand ambassador of Paytm, and second thing is United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. We will discuss how India will get the membership of this organization. First of all, I want to discuss you that you can subscribe our current affairs from our website, that is affairscloud/current affairs. What you will get in the subscription, you will get daily current affairs, weekly PDFs and monthly PDFs. You will also get the weekly test, you will get the daily question and answer, you will also get the monthly question and answer PDF, and you will also get the current affairs pocket PDF to review the current affairs fastly, and there is a banking, finance and economy PDF, so that it will be very helpful for the banking exams. And these current affairs are available in English as well as in Hindi. These current affairs are provided at a very minimal cost. If you visit our site, you will firstly surprised by seeing the price of this subscription. It is on the yearly basis, and you will get 10% discount if you on that minimal cost if you use this code ASH10, that is ASH10. Now let's start our 16 September current affairs, and here is our first question. RBI issued a notification mandating banks to complete the automation of NPA, that is the non-performing assets or the bad loans recognition process, by which date or year? It means there will be automatic identification of non-performing assets using appropriate IT technology, that is the information technology. No manual identification of reporting, no manual bank management. There should be, all process should be automated, and this should be automated by, and answer is C, that is June 30, 2021, because RBI financial year starts from 1st July and ends to 30th June. That's why the time period given to all banks, that is the 30th June 2021, for the automation of non-performing assets recognition. So you have to remember, no manual work of the NPA. There will be automation in the NPA sector by the year 2021. And I want to tell you one more thing, that India's total gross NPA reduced, yes guys, you are listening right, that gross NPA reduced from 8.96 lakhs crore to 6.78 lakh crore. So huge amount reduced from till the March 2020. It means the asset quality is now improved. So you have to remember NPA automation by the June 2021. So this is very important news for the IBPS and the SBA exam. So remember guys, this is very important. So you can see here NPA recognition process, and it is fully automation by the 30th June. Remember date, I am repeating again and again, 30th June 2021. Many students will mark that is 31st March 2021. This will be wrong. So remember 30th June 2021. The Reserve Bank issued circular advising banks to switch to automatic identification of non-performing assets using appropriate information technology methods. In case of non-compliance, if any bank is not able to do fully automation by the 30th June 2021, then suitable advisory action would be initiated against the concerned bank. So there will be a supervisory action, and it is very harmful for the bank. So remember this, 30th June 2021. Going to the next question, which countries are elected as the member of United Nations Commission on Status of Women? So there are two things in this question which are very important with the point of examination. That one is the organization name, United Nations Commission on Status of Women. What about this organization? This is a directly under the United Nations, or there is something, another organization under which this organization comes. Second thing, this is important, which countries and total member countries of this organization. These are 2 or 3 things you have to remember. And first I want to tell you that United Nations Commission on Status of Women comes under United Nations Economic and Social Council. It is also written as ECO-Social, that is Economic and Social Council of United Nations. So United Nations Commission on Status of Women comes under the ECOSOC, that is the Economic and Social Council. Now which countries are elected as member of United Nations Commission on the Status of Women? And countries elected are India and the Afghanistan. So remember guys, this is again very important question of the day. Mark this question under important section, and last question mark under important if you are preparing for the banking exam. So this is very important for all exams, and remember this, write it and learn it. India, Afghanistan. So you can see here that is the logo. United Nations Commission on the Status of Women comes under the Economic Social Council of the United Nations. So India secured seat under this body, and India got 38 votes and Afghanistan got 39 votes. That is one more vote than India. And there is a ballot voting out of 54 members. It means you can see here total member countries are 54. Generally, member countries are elected for a limited time period. That India is also elected for a limited time period, that is for the 4 years. So main contribution is related to the gender equality and the empowerment of women. So many states and even Indian government is doing so much things for the gender equality and the empowerment of women. So Indian time period is 2021 to 25, that is for the 4 years. This is also important if you are preparing for some higher exam. They can be asked in which one of the following is the wrong or which of one of the following is the true. So remember, Indian time period is 4 years, not for the 5 years. So moving to the next question, Prime Minister, and remember this, where is the headquarter of this ECOSOC? That is New York. And the headquarter of Commission on the Status of Women, that is also New York. So remember this also. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated 7 projects related to the urban infrastructure in which state? Now you can remember the last day question, that is the 15th September question, that Narendra Modi ji inaugurated 3 projects related to the petroleum. That is the same state where he inaugurated 3 projects related to the petroleum sector. Now it is related to the urban sector and the same state because of the elections, that is Bihar. So it is remember. So 7 projects, no need to remember these 7 projects. If you are belonging to the Bihar state, then you can visit our website and name that 7 projects. Otherwise, no need to remember these 7 projects. So answer is Bihar. You can see here urban infrastructure. So that's why we not included the 7 projects in the current affair video, because it is not important for the other states. It is only important for the Bihar student, and you can visit our website and there are 7 project list. You can read that 7 projects. And now there is another agency, that is the Asian Development Bank, predicted that India's GDP, India's economic growth will be contracted by 9%. Yesterday on the 15th September news, we remember that we discussed about the S&P. S&P also predicted that 9% India's GDP will be contracted. So S&P and the ADB same. So I told you which organizations are important. That is S&P is important. That Goldman Sachs is important, CARE important, that is Credit Analysis and Research Limited or the enterprises. CRISIL is very important because these are 2 Indian rating agencies. NSO is important because highest contraction is given by the National Statistical Organization. And another is important, Fitch, yes, FITCH, Fitch, American agency. Goldman Sachs already covered. And after Fitch, that is one remaining, that is Moody's. Moody's also very important. No need to remember Asian Development Bank. If you just want to remember, then tie up with the S&P, that is the Standard and Poor, that is also American rating agency. Moving to the next question, which state signed MOU with the Small Industries Development Bank of India, that is the SIDBI, to develop its micro, small and medium enterprises ecosystem? So it is very simple question, that which state started this type of initiative, because this state want to improve their MSME sector, or want to create job employments, or want to create the ecosystem of the MSMEs, or you can say they want to start some type of investment in the startups. And this state is Rajasthan. Yes guys, it is Rajasthan who tied up with the SIDBI bank for the this small, micro and the medium enterprises. You can see here Rajasthan government signs pact with the SIDBI. So why this MOU signed, I already told you. You can see here that MOU will support the state government to have better understanding and provide better solutions for the problem of MSMEs, so that state can tackle the problems of the micro, small and medium industries. Under the MOU, the Department of Industries of Rajasthan and SIDBI will work together to provide financial, technical, marketing and export support to the MSME industries, so that state revenue and plus state youth can be trained for the future challenges. So this is the main purpose behind that. Now 2 more important things under this news. One is the SIDBI. You all know who is the currently managing director of SIDBI, that is Mohammad Mustafa. Most important, you have to remember this, Mohammad Mustafa, and headquarters is in Lucknow. Yes guys, Uttar Pradesh. And the second thing, Rajasthan chief minister is Ashok Gehlot, and governor is Kalraj Mishra. Recently there was a dispute between Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot. That state is also Rajasthan, so remember this. Moving to the next question, Government of India increases scholarship amount under Pragati and the Saksham scheme for which state students? There are two schemes, that is the Pragati and Saksham. I want to tell you one more thing in the last news, that is about Rajasthan. That is about the national parks. Yes, guys, it is the desert national park because Rajasthan is a desert area. That's why desert national park. That Keladeo Gana National Park, Keo Ladeo, Keladeo Gana National Park. Ranthambore National Park. Yes, most important is the Sariska Tiger Reserve. Very important. Ranthambore National Park is very important. There is one is the Mukundra Hills National Park. Mukundra Hills National Park. So there are 3 or 4 very important. Desert National Park, Keladeo Gana National Park, Ranthambore, Sariska. Sariska is also a wildlife sanctuary and also a tiger reserve of Rajasthan. Now, next question. Government of India increases scholarship amount under Pragati and the Saksham scheme for which state students? Now, these two schemes are very important for the students of that UTs or the state. This is can be state or the UT. So the answer can be in the form of UT because there is option of UT, and answer can be in form of state. So what is a Pragati scheme? So Pragati scheme basically to all girls of that state or UT, if they are belonging to that family having an annual income of less than 8 lakh rupees. If the income of the family is less than 8 lakh, 8 lakh per year, it means the annual income, then the girl of that family is eligible for the Pragati scheme. Now, what will she get under this scheme? She will get the amount of 50,000 rupees. Earlier it was 5,000 rupees per annum. Now she will get 50,000 per annum so that he can pursue his education. It means it is in the form of the scholarship for the financial year 2020-21. And now another scheme, that is the Saksham. It is for the specially abled students. It means if the girl is belonging to the specially abled category and she matches with the 40% disability, then for the degree, it means for the undergraduate education and for the diploma level education, the family income if less than 8 lakh, then the scholarship will be provided for the 50,000 rupees. Yes, guys, two schemes. One is the Pragati for the girls whose annual family income is less than 8 lakh, and Saksham is also for the girls whose family income is less than 8 lakhs and she is disabled by the 40%. So this scheme is for Jammu Kashmir. Both the schemes for Jammu Kashmir, earlier the scholarship is 5,000, now it is 50,000. So increased by 45,000 rupees. You can see here, government enhances scholarship for the students of Jammu Kashmir under Pragati Saksham, because Jammu Kashmir elections will be held shortly. That's why there is a increase in the scholarship, that is a 5,000 to 50,000. So much increase, that is almost, you can say 45,000, not almost, exactly 45,000 rupees increase. So this is very good scheme. Pragati and the Saksham, students studying in the Jammu Kashmir. So 5,000 to 50,000 increased under the academic calendar. So it will be implemented by the AICT, that is All India Council for the Technical Education, to provide financial assistance for advancement of girls and sporting specially able students for the technical education. I already told you what is Pragati. All girls of Jammu Kashmir belonging to families having annual income less than 8 lakh rupees and who are pursuing education in AICT approved institution, then 50,000 rupees will be given under the scholarship. And under the Saksham scheme, if she belongs to the 40% disability criteria and annual income is less than 8 lakh, then the 50,000 rupee will be provided for his for her education under the degree level or the diploma level program. Moving to the next question, who is appointed as executive director of World Bank? Two positions are filled, that is, one is the executive director of World Bank, second position is the executive director of the Asian Development Bank. So first you have to give me the answer of executive director of the World Bank. And tell me, guys, I quickly moved the slide, but I think some students seen the answer, and the answer is very simple. And answer is, yes, guys, Rajesh Kullar. You can see here, Rajesh Kullar. She belongs to Haryana and appointed as executive director. And he was principal secretary of the Chief Minister Khattarji, Haryana, under the Haryana government. But now he is appointed as the executive director of the World Bank. So remember Rajesh Kullar. So remember his name. Now these two persons are very important. Taranjit Singh Sandhu, he is currently ambassador of India to the US, and Vikram Misri, that is ambassador of China from India, and Taranjit Singh, the ambassador of US from India. So remember this, Taranjit Sanghu, ambassador of US, and Vikram Misri is the ambassador to China. This is ambassador to US. Moving to the next question, who is appointed as the executive director of Asian Development Bank? Now, you can see here Rajesh Kuller name removed, otherwise all persons are same. Ambassador to US, ambassador to China. Now tell me answer, and answer is Samir Kumar Khare. He is presently working in the additional secretary post in the Department of Economic Affairs under the Finance Ministry, but now he is appointed as the executive director of the Asian Development Bank. So remember Samir Kumar Khare. So remember by initials SKK, Asian Development Bank. So 3 letters, 3 letters. So remember this. Now moving to the next question, and it is from picture, learn from picture series, that is teleconsultation by eSanjeevani and eSanjeevani OPD have been implemented by 23 states. So this is initiative by government in the COVID-19 situation, that at home you can use this eSanjeevani portal or the eSanjeevani OPD. If you want to go to hospital for checkup, no need to go for checkup, just use eSanjeevani portal online, and there will be a facility of checkup by online method, that is also known as the eSanjeevani OPD. It is a doctor to patient, and eSanjeevani is a doctor to doctor platform. So remember this, it is a doctor to doctor platform, and eSanjeevani OPD is a doctor to patient platform or patient to doctor platform. So under this platform, doctor will diagnose you through the video chat or the through online portal of the eSanjeevani OPD. So remember this, it will be implemented at all India level, it means pan India, but currently it is started by the 23 states, it means adopted by the 23 states. Which person honored with Euro Money Lifetime Achievement Award 2020? Again, very important question. That is Euro Money Lifetime Achievement Award. Who is that person who achieved this type of award, that is Euro Money Lifetime Achievement Award? This award was established in 1992, and this is given to Aditya Puri, and this award is given to recognize banks and the bankers, and Aditya Puri is the managing director of HDFC, guys, managing director of Housing Development Finance Corporation. You can see who is Deepak Parekh, who is Rajneesh Kumar. Rajneesh Kumar is chairman of SBI. Yes, guys. Girish Chandra Chaturvedi, yes, chairman of ICICI. And who is Deepak Parekh? Deepak Parekh is the chairman of HDFC. So remember that is the managing director Aditya Puri, and HDFC chairman is the Deepak Parekh. So remember these things. Aditya Puri, that is conferred as Lifetime Achievement Award by the Euro Money Awards for Excellence 2020. This award given to recognize the banks and the bankers. So remember this. Move to the next question, and you can see here little bit info. This is a first of kind recognition for corporate leader from India. This first of its kind awards were established in 1992. I already told you, for the bankers and the bankers. He is an associate member of Institute of Chartered Accounts of India, and he is currently the MD of HDFC Bank. Even you can also note down that on 26th October, Aditya Puri time period is going to over. It means he is going to retire on 26th October 2020. And new is Shashidhar. Write down this, Shashidhar Jagdishan. Shashidhar Jagdishan will be succeed him for the MD and CEO of the HDFC. So remember, guys, this is very important. Who is preparing for the bank exams, that is IBPS and the SBI, who is currently going on. So Shashidhar Jagdishan will be the new MD or CEO of the HDFC Bank. Moving to the next, which Indian cricketer becomes brand ambassador of the Great Learning, that is the education technology platform Great Learning. And what about the Great Learning company? This company is starting a project that is Power Ahead. And this Power Ahead project will be branded by the Indian cricketer. You have to tell me which Indian cricketer, and what will be under this campaign. Power Ahead campaign highlights the importance of lifelong learning and shows high quality learning. Lifelong learning and high quality learning at the right time can help professionals and students advance in their career, so that the type of education and the time of that education will enhance the performance of the student and also the professional. So this will be the Virat Kohli, and you have to remember this great learning brand ambassador is Virat Kohli. You can see here great learning robs Virat Kohli as a brand ambassador. Next is which Indian cricketer becomes brand ambassador of Paytm First Games. Now this is again important. Very famous cricketer, even you can say god of cricketer. Yes, god of cricketer, even god of cricket. You can recognize him with any name. He's very important person and very much talented player of India. And this tie-up is till the 2022 brand ambassading. It means Sachin Tendulkar will brand ambassading Paytm First Game till the 2022. So he will create awareness about the fantasy sports in the India, and will also promote and generate excitement around all the sports, including kabaddi, football, basketball, by the Paytm First Game. So remember Sachin Tendulkar with the Paytm and Virat Kohli with the great learning. You can see here Sachin Tendulkar. And moving to the next question, SBI General Insurance and which bank signed a corporate agency agreement? Again, there is an agreement between the insurance company and the bank. I already told you, if insurance company is tying up with the bank, it means insurance company want to sell their products with the bank customers or to the bank customers. So it is very simple. Answer is yes, bank. Yesterday there was news that ICICI Lombard Insurance, that is also tying up with the Yes Bank for selling their insurance product. So if you belongs to the Yes Bank, or if you are a Yes Bank customer, then you have two options for insurance product. One is the SBI General Insurance, second is the ICICI Lombard. You can see here SBI General Insurance and the Yes Bank. Now next news, most important day, that is National Engineer Day, September 15. Why it is celebrated on 15th September? Because it is a birth anniversary of this person and very respected person, Bharat Ratna awarded, that is Sir M.V. Mokshgundam. I think you remember name. Mokshha Mokshgundam, Gundam, Mokshgundam. I think full name is the Sir M.V. Mokshgundam Vishweshwarai. You can see here that is Mokshgundam Vishweshwarai, 1862-1962, and 15 September his birth anniversary. That's why we celebrated Engineer Day on his birth date. He also started his engineering career as assistant engineer in the public work department of the Bombay government. And after that he became the chief engineer in Mysore service and worked in various projects in the Hyderabad, Mysore, Maharashtra and Odisha. So he was very renowned engineer. He was also known as father of modern Mysore. Father of modern Mysore. Very important person again. And even very important things related to him, he founded the Government Engineering College in 1917. Government Engineering College. Later this college known as the University Vishweshwarai College of Engineering. That is the first engineering college of Karnataka. First engineering college of Karnataka opened in 1917 was known as Government Engineering College. Now it is known as the University Vishweshwarai College of Engineering. So he was also the chief engineer of the Krishna Rajana Sagar Dam. That is on the Krishna tributary. That is one of the biggest dam in India. Krishna Raja Sagar Dam. So very important person. Even his book I remember, that is the Reconstructing India. Remember his book name, that is the Reconstructing India. It was published in 1920. So if you're a student of history, you can recall that. Reconstructing India in 1920. And one book is related to the economy, that is Planned Economy of India. Planned Economy of India. Because at that time Russia, that is the Soviet Union, started the planning, 5-year planning. So that's why he wrote down that book, Planned Economy in India. So remember these two books. And one more question, that what was the theme of this Engineer Day? Engineers for a self-reliant India. Engineers for a self-reliant India. Remember this theme. Moving to the next question, guys. There are so much things left. National Democracy, International Day of Democracy. You can remember 15th September Day, that is the Engineers Democracy, because it is a Engineer Day and the International Democracy Day. So you can remember this. So why this is celebrated? This is just to promote and uphold democratic principles, to respect human rights, accountability and transparency, or to consolidate democracy. So this was the first time celebrated in 2007 and decided by the United Nations General Assembly to strengthen and consolidate democracy. So there was an index, that is the democracy index. So in Jan 2020, there was a democracy index, and it was released by Economist Intelligence Unit (EIU), and India's rank is 51st in the democracy index. So remember this index, that is India's rank is 51st. So what about United Nations General Assembly? United Nations General Assembly headquarters is in New York and president is Tijani Bande. Tijani Bande, he belongs to Nigeria. Move to the next question, that is from picture and learn from picture. That is three organizations. One is this, second is this, third is this. First organization, this is the EDF organization, that is the Electricide de France. There is a company in the France that is the named as EDF, that is Electricide de France. And second is I2EN, that is the International Institute of the Nuclear Energy. And third one is the institute of that state, that is the Maharashtra, that is the Veer Mata Jijabai Technological Institute. So these three organizations tied up in the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. All these three organizations signed a MOU to establish a center for excellence in the civil nuclear sector in Maharashtra. So it is very important why these three companies tied up. If you are belonging to Maharashtra, because MPPS is coming on, that is Maharashtra Public Service Commission exam is coming. That's why you have to remember this news, that the three organizations tied up because they want to open a center for excellence in the civil nuclear sector in Maharashtra. Now moving to next question, and what about Maharashtra? Chief Minister all knows, Governor is Bhagat Singh Koshori. Moving to the next question, which state government launched backyard horticulture program? Backyard horticulture. So by the name, you can guess what is the purpose of the backyard horticulture. So its main aim to promote organic fruit production for home consumption and for fulfilling individual requirements. It means you can grow for the home satisfaction, it means for the home purpose, and you can also sell the surplus of the fruits or the vegetables. So that is the backyard horticulture. So this is started by the Jammu Kashmir government. So remember this is started by the Jammu Kashmir government. So which state government launched backyard horticulture program? That is Jammu Kashmir. So horticulture department launches backyard horticulture program under the capital expenditure. CapEx stands for the capital expenditure scheme in Jammu district. It means what is the capital expenditure? It means those expenditure by which you will earn income after that. So first you have to develop your horticulture, backyard horticulture, so that after that when you will sell, you will create a income. So it is the purpose of the backyard horticulture. So this is started by the Jammu Kashmir Horticulture Department. Now next news from the picture, that is China successfully launches 9 satellites from the ship, and the ship launching center of China lies in the Yellow Sea. So remember this, Yellow Sea. So there is a group of satellite of 9 satellites into the planned orbit, and is the second such sea-based launch mission of the China. So remember this is second mission of the China sea-based. So there is a launching center in the sea, that is from the ship, that is in the Yellow Sea. So remember this. Moving to the next news, and it is not a news, it is information. Astronomers spot possible signs of microbial life on the Venus clouds. So scientists announced the discovery of phosphine, guys, a rare molecule which provides a possibility of microbial life in the clouds of the Venus. So it is very important, and it means it is a possibility of life on the Venus. It is not a news, it is just a information. Sometimes examiner is very rude, that's why he can ask what type of rare molecule was found in the Venus. So you can answer that is the phosphine. So all for today. I think you understood all the news very well. If you like the video, then subscribe this channel, and if you like this video also, press the like button. Give us 300 likes, guys. By these 300 likes, we can motivate us, and you can motivate us to provide a very good content on the other part also, that is by the polity, history, economics, geography. We can also provide that type of material in the question answer form or the related to some topics, and it is the promise of the Affairs Cloud that it will boost your confidence on the general awareness section. And it is my promise also that It will also boost your confidence and your knowledge if you follow our videos for 1 month continuously, and you will like it, and you will definitely score maximum marks in the current affairs section. Subscribe our current affairs by visiting our site, that is the FairCloud /current.